Alright, what's going on, guys? Today we are going to be talking about the burst AR versus the normal AR in Fortnite Battle Royale. We're going to be looking less at the actual damage and more at how the damage of the gun affects another player that you're shooting at, and how the accuracy can actually bring that damage down. We're going to start off with the normal AR. It has a damage per second of 176. So for the sake of this video, we're just going to say that shields can only go up in increments of 25, which technically they do, but you can get shot at and land somewhere in the middle. So what this means is, if you have a common AR, you can kill anyone in 1 second as long as they don't have 100 shield, 100 health. Now, this is extremely good, as you can obviously just melt someone in 1 second. But like I said earlier, we're also going to be taking a look at the accuracy and how that plays a factor. So the accuracy of the burst AR is pretty good if you're just tapping the trigger instead of holding it down or shooting it as fast as you can. Now, obviously, if you tap the trigger, it's not going to be firing at its full fire rate, so this brings the damage per second down significantly. Although, if you're at a closer range and you can just hold down the trigger and be almost sure it's going to hit them, then in that case you will melt someone. For longer ranges, its damage per second is probably going to be somewhere around between 32 and 96. 32 being if you can only land 1 shot a second, 96 if you can land 3 of your shots a second, which for a long range would be pretty impressive. If you are a more skilled player and you know that you can land your shots, obviously this gun is going to have a higher damage per second. But the damage per second only really comes into play when you're standing right next to someone and are guaranteed to land all of your shots. So, like I said earlier, this gun's damage per second at the range most of your gunfights will probably be at is between 32 and 96. That being said, the accuracy of this weapon is still much better than the burst ARs for a reason I will say in just a second. Now, moving on to the burst AR, it has a damage per second of 109.7. This means if they have any shield, you will not be able to one burst them. Not exactly one burst them. You won't be able to kill them in 1 second. And before I go on, I just wanted to say that this is for the common only. I'm not going to go into the green and blue in this video. That may be for a different time, but this is only the common AR and the common AR and common burst AR. Alright, so damage per second of 109. If they have any shield, you can't kill them in 1 second. And in addition to this, the accuracy is not good, especially for long distances. If you're in a medium to short ranged fight, this gun is better. It's actually better than the normal AR for medium, maybe a little less than medium to short range fights, while the normal AR is better for medium to long range fights because you can tap the trigger, and even though your damage per second will be lower, you'll still land more of your shots, giving you better accuracy, and you'll have an advantage over them if they're using a burst. So the reason for this burst's lack of accuracy is how the spread happens. Now, if you didn't know, every time you fire a bullet in Fortnite, this works more with semi-auto, auto burst weapons. Every time you fire your weapon, your crosshairs get larger, and they almost have a sort of cooldown that brings them back to their original state. Now, since you're firing 3 bullets in rapid succession, that crosshair, by the time you fire the last bullet, is going to be ginormous, and it has a huge spread compared to the first bullet that you fire, meaning each time it bursts, it's less and less likely to hit. Now, this might not seem like a big deal because you're thinking that it goes back down after the burst, but if you're spamming that trigger and you burst as soon as the burst cooldown is done, the crosshair cooldown will only be about half as big as it was at your final burst. So this means it's consistently getting bigger by around 50% each shot. And if you continue to do this throughout a whole mag, your crosshairs would be around 500% bigger than they're starting. Now, obviously, it's not going to, because you're not going to spam a whole mag at someone. And there also is the factor that you're probably going to stop firing for a second, but that's just the math. So if you spam a whole mag, it's going to be 500% bigger than the original one. I might be wrong on that. That might just be my bad math, but I'm pretty sure that's right. So, which gun is better? Now, statistically and in terms of accuracy and being able to land shots, the auto AR, is a better gun by a long shot. But I think it all comes down to preference and knowing how you play. If you're an aggressive player and you like to push up into those medium to short range gunfights, instead of trying to stay back and play passively and snipe the enemy, the burst AR is overall a better gun because it's more accurate and you're going to land more shots in that medium to short ranged area. But if you are someone who likes to stay in the medium to long range area, then sniping and using a blue AR, because it has actually better accuracy than the common, uncommon, and the scars. It's the most accurate weapon of the assault rifles. That will actually be a better play style for you. So I'm just going to repeat that again. Statistically, the auto AR is a way better gun than the burst, but if you're someone who plays a little bit more aggressive and stays in that medium to short range area, burst AR and shotgun will probably get you more kills. But if you like to play passively, maybe if even you're a camper, or you like to snipe or something, using that blue AR to finish off your snipes if you don't kill them in one shot is way better than using the burst, because it does more damage per shot and has better accuracy. So it really all just comes down to your play style. I honestly do prefer the auto AR just because of its accuracy, and I am a little bit more of a passive player, especially when I'm playing solo, not as much in squads. I take the burst in squads just because I play a little bit more aggressive. But yeah, if you guys enjoy, make sure to drop a like and share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Look out for some more analysis videos in the future. I'll be doing tack shoddy and pump shoddy soon. And I hope you guys enjoyed.